has music been a way of you focusing and keeping yourself
You know
busy?
what? I'm quite a plain and boring person. My music may sound a bit different. I try and make myself sound exciting through music. But I've got my wife and kid at home, and I've got the dog, and literally that's my life. So when lockdown happened and everything came about, it was like, what's different? The shops are, people are wearing masks. I started go take the dog for a walk. I go to work, come home, and that's my life. And I do my music at home, so not much change in that respect, Simon. I'm quite lucky to have the life I have regarding that. But I do miss the open mics and gigging and stuff like that.
There must be, yeah. I think that's been the same for a lot of people, hasn't it? People wanting to have that sort of face-to-face interaction, being in front of a live audience, and having the interactions like we do with that.
Yeah, this is it. It's having it's having togetherness. Like, I mean, you yourself, Simon, or anyone else listening, you can have a drink at home, or you can discuss something at home. It's just and when you go to the pub or when you go to live music, you might not talk to anybody and you might not do a lot of things, but it's just the energy. I think it's just a different. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's nice to just. I think seeing the different faces, seeing different people
Yeah.
every time is. You sort of have that fresh buzz about things that you're up to, whatever you're doing and wherever you are. Really, I completely get you. Absolutely.
We've got to do what we got to do, and anyone else listening, we just got to keep going, and that's it, isn't it? Is keep going and keep our heads up and try and keep as sane as we can, because it's hard for everybody, isn't it?
So, yeah, it certainly is. So you've got a new track coming out. You've been working on. Tell us about it. Tell us the name of it.
Yeah, it's called Fast Life, in brackets, Running Fast. It was actually originally called Running Fast, but I've got my own YouTube channel going on. Yeah, the single was kind of like, I wanted people to name it, and this random guy would say, "Oh, Fast Life, that sounds good." And I looked at names, and the thing is, Simon, when you get like when you go on a YouTube channel, or you're building a following, like that's kind of my aim at the moment as well as an artist. That's what I'm currently trying to do. One of my targets. And when you're building it up, it's amazing how many different people come up with different suggestions and different names, and who buzzes off your music and who doesn't. Like, I'm really starting to figure out that as an artist, like, what sort of age range, and like who's into it, and what sort of, just to get everybody's view and opinion on something. It's really, it's mind opening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How have you found that then? What have you sort of found a bit of a conclusion, and the sort of music people are feeling from what you've been putting out there?
Yeah, people like the way I flip things. Like Fast Life is a really upbeat track, and thanks for the interview, by the way, and having me on and playing it on your station. I really appreciate it. Just having it, I really flip it. Like, people on my YouTube channel will be saying, "Oh, 1 minute you're this like kind of soft spiritual guy, and then the next you're like this raving rapping lunatic," and they're like, "We love how you change your personality." And then I kind of think to myself, because like they always tell you, Simon. I mean, you've talked to a lot of artists yourself. Like, they always try and say, "Oh, stick to your genre" and stuff like that. But I can't help but not go for it, because, I mean, what's your view on artists having more than one genre? Because, like I say, a lot of people stick to that.
Well,
how do you feel about that?
wouldn't you flip it and say any good artist can sort of push boundaries and change the sound moving forward?
This is it. I'm glad you said that. I mean, when I was a rave MC, when I was kind of first into music, from like 16 to 25, and this guy says, "Oh, why do you think I should rap this way, or why do you think I should rap that way?" And I says, "Look, it's going to give you more options. Like, around York, there's a lot of acoustic artists, and I'm kind of battling that in my own way, because I'm learning guitar as well. So it's like, I feel like, going back to talking about multiple genres, flipping it, etc., is like, the more you do, the more options you have. That's kind of how I view it, and I think that's a good way to have, isn't it? It's like, if you've only got one direction, say if I stuck to rap, or I stuck to one kind of genre, it's like my options are limited.
Yeah, and I think with anyone as well. I think with any artist and anyone that's making music, I think with anything you sort of mature, and your direction changes with sort of a natural cause as well. I'd probably say.
Yeah, I like what you said there, man. It's your music's always been, going through like an evolution process, shall we say? And it's all, you're always trying to get the sound. Like I see music like as you're creating art, and every day it's just going to get better and better until your message becomes broad and then it's cast out to everybody. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I feel about it.
You say about a message. Is there any sort of message, any sort of meaning behind the track that you're releasing now with the new single?
Funny you should say that, actually. Well, the first line of the chorus is "Step off the train, and I know they don't look at me the same." And it was funny, because I was at work when I came out with it. I heard my boss had listening to this. I was at work when I came out with it. I was filling up one of the wagons at work. And then it kind of just came to me all of a sudden. Step off the train, and I know they don't look at me the same. And it reminded me of a time of when I went to Malton to see my family, and I got to York Station and I got this bike, and it was just kind of I bought this bike. It must have been off Facebook or something like that. It was just to get me about. We had nothing flash time, you know what I mean? And I bought this bike and I went to York Station, and it was the raciest bike you've ever seen. I used to go to my mate's house all the time, and it just said, "You still got that bike?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a little beast." It gets me around. So I went to York Station, and I was about to jump onto the train, and I just everybody looking at me just say, "Oh my God," But I'm not bothered. That kind of thing doesn't bother me. I'm not. I'm like I had this bag with me as well at the station. It must have been a raggy little bag as well. It doesn't bother me, it gets me about it, it serves its purpose and all the rest of it. So I just remember everyone staring at me, and I remember going on Facebook, and then I wrote a statement saying, someone find me a hammer, because I just found the judges. Sometimes you get angry and you don't know where to vent it, Simon.
Yeah.
I just lost it, and then kind of from there, it kind of stemmed from there. Just there with a hammer and wig, they're trying to make me small, but I'm already big. It was kind of obviously the judge is in there, you know what I mean? And you kind of get a description of what I'm saying, or at least now that I've told everybody, they get a description of what I was saying. So who can live like that? Who can be like that? I'm not dissing. I'm just stating the facts.
So
it was kind of I wanted to inspire people with this song as well. It weren't just about me stepping off a train, and it kind of led into live for tonight, but my efforts last. That part of the chorus was I'm gonna go out, have a good time with my friends, get drunk or whatever, like you do. Not everybody, of course, but I like to enjoy myself when I can. And running fast was getting miles ahead, so you can go out and enjoy yourself. You can go out and relax with your friends and do everything, because I think a lot of musicians and artists miss this, is that it isn't work every day. It's work to a point where you can get ahead and then you can chill out. I think a lot of people misinterpret that as artists. You got to think way ahead, you know what I mean? And that was the purpose of running fast, thinking a way ahead, but at the same time, chilling out when you can. And that was my message with it.
You're sort of about looking ahead as well. What's the year looking like in terms of you musically? Have you got a lot of plans to put more music out and work on some more of that?
I've got releases set up for the year. We plan ahead. That's what musicians do, and being a guru like yourself on your own radio show, you know a lot about that. It's always plan. And I've got funding for my music, obviously from my own pocket. So I'm putting a lot into that, advertising, marketing this year. So it's a whole new world, Simon. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't sign up for this. I just wanted to go out and write music and and perform. But it's not that anymore, is it?
It's just been about how we all adapt to the surroundings that we're currently in, I guess, and that's what you've just had to do.
At the same time, like you say, it's the current surroundings, and you're working with what you're working with. The internet now is bigger than it ever has been, and musicians need to get a hold of that. Do you not think that would be? Well, I'd be right in saying that, wouldn't I? Really?
Most definitely. You've got it pretty much nailed on. I think it's the place to be in essence at the moment.
In a manner manner of speaking. But yeah, like plans for the year, I've got a new release coming out. Fast Life's just come out actually. It's on streaming platforms now. Kid B Fast Life. So if you wanna, jump on there, download it, stream it, whatever. Good times. But like I said, like for the year, I'm planning releases after release, and I've got like I say, I've got a budget for every campaign I'm doing, and it's just learning new things. It's funny, like I just talked about how you need to go ahead and then like work, and then relax. But at the minute, it's just been like I've been learning so much about marketing. I haven't stopped for the last 5 or 6, 7 days, maybe, just continuously like learning and asking people and talking about contacts and watching YouTube tutorial. Oh, it's just I think you can get washed up in it though. But the thing is, I've always seen it as like if you're enjoying what you're doing, and you're addicted to it, and it's a good thing, it's fine. Like at least I'm not addicted, to anything else, anything bad. So if it's a good thing, I'm not harming anyone. You know what I mean? It's giving good vibes out to people. You know what I mean? So I feel if I'm getting obsessed with it, it's not a bad thing. I mean, if it gets to the point where I'm stressed out, then I need to kind of reevaluate it. Am I actually enjoying this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that probably the best way is if you say about being back out and doing live shows again. I bet you're gonna be jumping for joy, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you know what? I am looking forward to it, especially with like, I'm sure a lot of artists are just gonna buzz off it because everyone's gonna have so much more material, and then nobody's gonna hear. Not a lot of people have heard that material. Like, obviously, my fans that I've got on Spotify or what have you, they've heard my stuff, but a lot of them are from different countries as well. So like having that like local and stuff. Like I remember going down to what's that bar called down in York? You're not going to know a bar in York, are you? That's just a bit. I need to narrow it down a little bit for you, don't I? Evil Eye, that's it. Evil Eye. Have you been in there, Sam?
Many a time, yes.
Many a time. You tell you're a music man. So yeah, I think it was last year or the year before we did like open mic there. And Rob, from the Mothers band, really nice guys, all brilliant guys. Dave and Rob I know really well, lovely guys, and we used to go there quite a lot. I think it's on a Wednesday. It was on a Thursday night. Yeah, we used to love it, man. I remember getting on the table to doing Black Eyed Peas. So let's get it started, man. It was ace. And I remember one summer. It was last summer. Summer before, and I did this song called Lucky, and it was the first time I played it out. And I think as artists as well, there's something about playing your first song out. There's something about that energy, going back to the energy thing again, Simon, aren't we, mate? Like there's something about playing that first song, and I played this song called Lucky, and the place went wild, and even Rob said, that song's amazing. People coming up to me, that song's great. And it just gave me that buzz, and I'll never forget that moment, and I just hold it close to my heart. You know what I mean? I'm not going to cry or anything, I'm all right. but it's just times like that, and that's the energy of live music. You know what I mean? That is the energy right there, man. That's what it's all about. But yeah, I mean, going back to Fast Life, that, the lyrics in between, I really want it to be like my music. I want it to be inspiring as well as I want it to be a lot of things, Simon, but I want to give people guidance from my music. Like I did a mental health studies, and I've got a lot of mental health certificates and stuff like that, and there was a point in my music career where I thought, I'm not making money off this, I need to go somewhere else. And I started doing counselling studies. I got a counselling certificate. I was going to go onwards. Like I say, I've got stacks of certificates at home. I really wanted to push it because it was either that or music. I can't think of any better career, or side hobbies, shall we say, or at least working towards that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and then I did the counselling, and I just didn't have enough money to carry on doing it. And then I thought, let's jump back into music, and I've done it since. And then that's why I always try and interpret like good mental health, like with my music as well. Like one of the lyrics in Fast Life, which you've listened to yourself, and well, I hope you have anyway.
I have indeed.
And it's like, if you've got a plan it, because the day you can have it. Like, I feel like as an artist or anyone who's listening to that can take something from that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, believe you're the one who can smash it. You know, it's like them things, like you're walking down the street, you know, you're listening to my tunes. You know, not that I'm trying to blow myself up or anything, but I'm just saying it's good for you, and I want people to feel that off of music. So, you know, you're walking down the street, believe you're the one who can smash it. You know, like, yeah, you know, you get up, you're feeling a bit of crap, or what have you. You need that mental boost. Listen to that. You're the one who can smash it. Like, you're going to the gym, you're on your mission, you're ready to write music, you're having a bit of a downer. Bang. You know, get that in you, man. You know, it's good for you. You know, positive affirmations have always been good for me, like, as a person as well. Like, you know, growing up, I was at my mum, she always used to leave notes, like, you'd open a cupboard and be like, oh, today's a lucky day, or something like that. Or you go to another cupboard and it'd be like, you know, keep pushing, keep trying. Or there'll be some, I don't know, you know, like wise words and wise quotes. You just used to have them all over the house. And I feel like that has had an effect on my music as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it is going to lead to a few more people taking on board some positive messages, because I think that's what we all need right now. James Kidby, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show today. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks very much, man. I appreciate it.